I've always loved racing video games. As a kid, nothing beat the rush of firing up Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed on my old PC, flooring it in digital supercars I could only dream of, and hearing that glorious engine note blasting from my speakers. That game didn't just entertain me, it lit a fire. It made me decide, one day I'm going to own a Porsche. Fast forward 22 years, I still have the passion, but reality check. I'm rolling in an 18-year-old Lexus sedan I bought secondhand a decade ago. Sure, it's not the 911 Turbo of my childhood dreams, but recently I just realized my priority of buying a house with a garage. And in my imagination, that garage isn't just an empty space, it's a VIP parking spot, patiently waiting for that dream Porsche. But over time, my obsession shifted. It's no longer just about the car. It's about the question behind it. How do people actually achieve financial freedom? How do some people blast down life's highway in Lambos and Ferraris, while others keep grinding in traffic, watching from the sidelines? That's when I discovered MJ DeMarco's The Millionaire's Fast Lane. His analogy of the fast lane versus the slow lane hit me like a turbo boost. He showed me wealth isn't just about luck. It's about being the driver, not the passenger. You don't wait for someone to hand you the keys. You grab the wheel, buckle up, and race your own track. So in this video, I want to share 8 high-performance mindsets of a race car driver. These aren't just racing lessons. They are life lessons, business lessons, and freedom lessons. Think of them as a cheat code from the racetrack. Apply it to your own journey as a gamer chasing a bigger, better life. If you love gaming, racing, and leveling up your mindset, smash that like button and subscribe to my channel, Be an Inspired Gamer. Let's drop the clutch and push the pedal to the floor. Mindset number 1. Know your destination. Imagine launching into a street race in Need for Speed. The engine's screaming, neon lights blur past, and every corner demands lightning-fast reactions. Instinct gets you through the turns, but here's the catch. If you don't know the finish line, what's the point of all that speed? You could be driving like a pro in the wrong direction. That's how most people live. They move fast, they work hard, but they never stop to ask, where am I actually going? The slow lane traps you in endless laps around the same block, working for a paycheck, waiting for retirement, following the crowd's safe directions. But what if that finish line isn't even the one you want? Fast lane drivers think differently. They define the destination first. Freedom, impact, wealth, legacy. Whatever their vision is, it becomes the GPS coordinates guiding every move. Instinct then becomes the tool that helps them adjust along the way, dodging obstacles, seizing shortcuts, and finding better racing lines when the traffic jams up. Think about a pro driver in Gran Turismo or Forza. Before the race, they study the track, they know the straights, the hairpins, the overtaking zones. Then, when the green light hits, instinct takes over, but it's always in service of the bigger plan, crossing the finish line, not someone else's. Your life works the same way. Without a clear destination, instincts can feel random, even reckless. But once you know your ultimate goal, those gut decisions click into place. Suddenly, you're not just swerving aimlessly, you're carving a deliberate path toward your dream lap. And here's the powerful part. When you know where you're heading, even detours become valuable. Failures aren't dead ends. They're pit stops. Wrong turns aren't disasters. They're lessons that refine your racing line. Every lap brings you closer, as long as you keep your eyes on that checkered flag. So ask yourself, do you actually know your destination, or are you just following it because everyone else is? Speed is useless without direction. Trust your instincts, but first, make sure the road you're on leads to the finish line that matters to you. Mindset number 2. Wipe your windshield clean. Imagine blasting down the Nürburgring at 200 miles per hour, but your windshield is covered in dirt, bug splatter, and streaks of rain your wipers can't handle. Doesn't matter if you're sitting in a Ferrari SF90 or a tuned Nissan GTR. If you can't see clearly, you're driving blind. Speed without vision is just a fast way to crash. Life is no different. Your windshield is your perspective, your mindset, your lens on reality. Too many people try to race toward freedom with fogged up glass, blurred by limiting beliefs, negative environments, or the constant noise of what society tells them success should look like. They hear voices like, play it safe, money doesn't grow on trees, don't take risk, These voices become smudges on your windshield. You think you are seeing the world, but you're really seeing someone else's fears. The first step to clarity is awareness. Many of us unconsciously inherited money beliefs from parents or culture. Maybe you grew up hearing, "We can't afford that." That scarcity mindset lingers, making you hit the brakes every time opportunity shows up. But here's the reality. Those beliefs aren't you. They are just programming. And the moment you recognize that, you can choose a different line through the corner. You can adopt an abundance mindset instead. Wiping your windshield clean means filtering your inputs. Surround yourself with people who fuel your ambition, not drain it. Read books, watch content, and train your mind the same way you would tune your car. And yes, take pit stops, those moments where you reset, clean off the glass, and come back sharper. Does a clear windshield mean the track will be smooth? No way. You'll still hit rain, glare, and debris. But you'll see the challenges earlier and opportunities sooner. You'll be confident hitting the apexes at full throttle instead of hesitating. High performance isn't only about horsepower, it's about visibility. When your windshield is crystal clear, every ounce of speed you unleash has purpose. You stop swerving in confusion and start driving with precision toward your finish line. Mindset number 3. Race to win, not to not lose. Average drivers hug the middle lane. They are terrified of crashing, so they settle for safety. Their goal isn't to win, it's just to avoid losing. But let me ask you, have you ever seen a driver coasting in the 5th place get remembered as a champion? Of course not. This is the difference between living in the slow lane versus the fast lane. Slow lane thinkers choose security above all else. They trade time for money, paycheck by paycheck, lap by lap, never realizing that their supposed safety net is actually a cage. It's like driving a Toyota Camry in a Formula 1 race. You'll finish, maybe, but you'll never taste victory. Fast lane drivers, they race to win. They look for overtaking opportunities. They seize the gap, and they accelerate when others hesitate. Yes, the maneuver carries risk. You might spin out or misjudge your line, but calculated risks are how championships are won. In business and life, racing to win means building something scalable, a product, a brand, a system that pays you for results instead of hours. It's shifting from paycheck speed limits to wealth acceleration. And yes, you'll fail more than once. Every pro driver has scars on their record, DNFs, crashes, blown engines, but winners treat failures like pit stops. You regroup, refuel, and get back on the track smarter than before. Here's the kicker. Fear of failure isn't just about you. If you shrink from your potential, you deny the world your gift. Your life isn't just about your lap. It's about the people you inspire, serve, and impact along the way. Entrepreneurs solve problems for the masses, and in doing so, they uplift countless others. So ask yourself, are you racing just to not lose, hugging the safety of the inside lane? Or are you pressing the accelerator, gunning for the trophy, and demanding victory from yourself? Life doesn't reward caution, it rewards courage. Champions don't get remembered for playing safe. They are remembered for racing to win. Mindset number 4. You only have one tank of fuel. Time. In racing, it doesn't matter how powerful your car is. If you run out of fuel, the race is over. You could be leading by 20 seconds, but when the tank hits empty, you're finished. Time is the fuel tank of life. And here's the brutal truth. You only get one. You don't know how big it is, and you don't know how many laps are left. Yet most people act like it's infinite. They idle away years in traffic, convinced they've got forever. Spoiler alert, they don't. Think about gamers grinding for over 100 hours to unlock a rare car in Forza Horizon. That same dedication, if applied to your own dreams, could change your life. But here's the problem. Too many people burn their fuel scrolling endlessly, binge watching, or grinding for someone else's scoreboard, their bosses. Slow lane living is like driving a gas-guzzling SUV in an endurance race. You burn huge amounts of fuel, time for minimal progress. You trade hours for dollars, and before you know it, you've spent most of your tank stuck in the first gear. Fast lane living is different. It's about fuel efficiency. Instead of trading time for money, You use your limited hours to build systems, businesses, and skills that keep producing results even when you are not on the track. It's like upgrading your car from 10 k's per liter to 30 k's per liter. Suddenly, every drop of fuel gets you much further. Realizing your fuel is finite changes everything. You stop wasting time on petty arguments, toxic people, and unproductive habits. You become intentional with your laps. You plan pit stops strategically. You protect your fuel like a true pro. So check your gauge. How much fuel have you already burned coasting in neutral? And how much will you use pushing toward your dream lap? Because one day, whether you're ready or not, the tank will hit empty, the checkered flag will wave, and the only question left will be, did you burn your fuel drifting aimlessly or chasing the life you actually wanted? Mindset number 5. Hit the red line. Race cars are not designed to idle. They are built to scream near the red line. Their engines don't reach full glory at half throttle. They shine when pushed to the edge of performance. Of course, the risk is real. Rev too high for too long and you could blow the engine. But that's also where the magic happens. Maximum speed, maximum power, maximum results. Life works the same way. Most people live in safe RPMs. Idling through life in the middle of the pack, they avoid discomfort. They stay in their comfort zone. But here's the truth. If things feel too under control, you're simply not going fast enough. Your comfort zone equals your wealth zone. When you stretch yourself beyond it, that's when you grow. Want to build financial freedom? It won't happen with half-hearted laps around the track. It demands seasons of redline effort. Long stretches where you're working smarter and harder than you ever have before. Sacrificing comfort now for freedom later. This doesn't mean burning yourself out forever. Even professional drivers don't sit pinned at the limiter every second of every race. But when the lights go green, when the opportunity is right in front of you, that's when you slam the throttle and commit fully. To hit the red line in life means facing your fears instead of cruising around them. It means taking your dreams seriously. So seriously that excuses have no space left in your cockpit. Don't fear the red line. That's where the engine was made to sing. That's where dreams leap off the page and become your reality. Push your life into the red for the goals that matter most. If you want to live unlike everyone else, you need to do what everyone else won't do. Remember, the brick walls are not there to keep us out. The brick walls are there to give us a chance to show how badly we want something. The brick walls are there to stop the other people who don't want it badly enough. So get your foot off the bricks, hit the red line, and break through the brick barriers with unstoppable torque. Mindset number 6. Get into the zone. Every racer knows the zone. The track fades away. The car disappears beneath you. And suddenly, it's just instinct. Reaction times sharpen. Focus narrows. Ayrton Senna described it perfectly when he recalled a qualifying lap at Monaco where he transcended into another dimension. He wasn't driving consciously anymore. He was one with the machine. That's flow state.
That day, I suddenly realized that I was no longer driving it conscious, and I was in a different dimension for me. The circuit for me was a tunnel, which I was just going, and I realized I was well beyond my conscious understanding.
Gamers know it too. You sit down for just a quick session, and next thing you know, 5 hours have vanished. You were locked in, fully absorbed, not even aware of time passing. That's the zone. High performance in racing, in gaming, business or life requires flow. But it doesn't just show up by luck. It's engineered. You prepare for it. You practice into it. You design the right conditions. To enter the zone, you must first eliminate distractions. A driver can't text mid-race. A gamer can't split focus between winning and checking socials. Neither can you. Silence the noise, sharpen your focus, and commit fully to the moment. Then make sure the challenge matches your skill level. Too easy and you coast. Too hard and you crash. But just the right difficulty, that's where flow happens. In the fast lane, the zone is where your best work is born. is where hours of grinding collapse into bursts of creativity and output. One deep sprint in flow can outproduce weeks of half-distracted effort. Want to force yourself into the zone? Create urgency. Racers don't get unlimited laps. They've got a handful of turns to make and overtake. You don't have forever either. Deadlines push you into focus. Promise yourself and others you will deliver by a set date. Suddenly, procrastination doesn't stand a chance. Think of it like playing Gran Turismo. When you know you've got exactly 5 minutes to nail the perfect lap, your concentration spikes. You're sharper, smoother, faster. That's how you should treat your project. The more you train, the faster you can drop into flow. Competence fuels confidence, and confidence fuels focus. Soon, entering the zone becomes your default when the green lights flash. That's when success stops feeling forced and starts feeling like flying. Mindset number 7. Develop competence in driving skills. Give a Wookiee the keys to a Bugatti, and what happens? First corner, they are in the wall. Because the machine means nothing without the mastery to control it. In racing, competence is everything. Senna's brilliance wasn't just wall speed, it was skill, especially on red tracks, where others spun helplessly. Senna danced his car with precision. Skill is what separates legends from amateurs. Life is no different. Ambition might be your horsepower, but competence is your handling. Without it, you skid off the track at the first challenge. With it, you're unstoppable. Gamers get this. Try jumping straight into Forza Motorsport on expert difficulty without learning braking points, tire management, or track layout. You'll lose every time, but practice enough, study the circuits, upgrade your reflexes, and suddenly you're winning. Financial freedom works the same way. You don't luck into it. You build the skills, entrepreneurship, marketing, leadership, investing that let you scale opportunities without crashing. Each new skill is like adjusting your suspension or tuning your aero. It makes you steadier, faster, and more capable of handling high stakes. The slow lane teaches you that school is where learning stops. The fast lane teaches you that competence is an endless upgrade path. High performers are crystal clear on which skills they need next, and they relentlessly train for them. They focus on their craft with purpose. The way an esports racer dedicates themselves to one title until mastery is second nature. Leave growth to chance, and mediocrity is guaranteed. Engineer your growth, and your lap times in life start dropping fast. Commit to becoming world-class in a skill that fuels your passion and your wealth, because even the fastest machine needs a driver who knows exactly how to tame it at the edge of control. Mindset number 8. Race necessity and create your legacy. At the end of every race, the lap times fade, the trophies gather dust, and the roar of the engines dies down. But what doesn't fade? The legacy. Ayrton Senna, Michael Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton. When you hear those names, you don't just think of wins, you think of impact. They redefined what was possible. They left rubber on the asphalt that generations still follow. Life works the same way. The money you earn, the cars you drive, even the freedom you achieve, those are temporary victories. Important, yes, but fleeting. The true measure of the fast lane isn't just how fast you went, but how much road you paved for others. Your legacy is the skid marks you leave behind, the trail that proves you raced with purpose. Too many people spend their lives focused only on survival. They play the game just to get by, never realizing they could be inspiring millions. Think about it. What if the knowledge you gained, the risk you took, or the business you built could light the path for someone else? What if the courage you showed in chasing freedom gave someone else permission to step on the accelerator? Leaving a legacy isn't about being famous, it's about being significant. Maybe you create a company that solves a problem for millions. Maybe you mentor others, passing on wisdom like a seasoned pit chief to rookie drivers. Maybe your art, content, or story outlives you, inspiring people you'll never even meet. Legacy is leverage. It's your impact multiplied across time. And here's the truth. Legacy requires intent. No driver stumbles into greatness by accident. You don't leave your mark on the racing line by drifting aimlessly. You plan your strategy, you pick your overtakes, and you commit to racing hard, knowing others are watching. So, when your checkered flag finally waves, What do you want to be remembered for? That you coasted comfortably in the middle lane unnoticed? Or that you pushed limits, defied expectations, and left a trail so bold others couldn't help but follow? Your lap will end one day, but your legacy, that's eternal. Race today not just for your freedom, but for the countless others who will take the wheel tomorrow. Life is a race, not against others, but against time itself and against your best self. Life isn't a practice lap. There is no restart or rewind button. No extra continues. It's one tank of fuel, just one race, and the choice is yours. Will you idle in the pits, coast the slow lane, or grip the wheel, drop the clutch, and chase the life you dream of? The 8 high-performance mindsets of a race car driver aren't just for the track. They're for your finances, your freedom, and your future. If you want to dig deeper, I highly recommend reading the book The Millionaire's Fast Lane to turbocharge your path to financial freedom, which I still have a long way to go. If this video inspired you, hit that like button and consider subscribing to be an inspired gamer. Together, we are not just pressing start, we're driving full throttle toward freedom.